Okay, let's see. So we're going through all the standards today in this last lesson. So for learner development, I guess I'll just give some of the glows and grows that I noticed. So I love how you did a variety of teaching strategies in this lesson. So you had a little bit of teaching them directly. They had access to different resources. So you had the multimedia presentation up front where they had the visuals, which they could also follow along with their packets. You incorporated, like during the questioning phase when you're going through, framing the lesson and going through some of the terms and vocabulary that they needed to know. You had students read out loud and gave examples. Also, then with the reading, you gave them the opportunity to work in groups collaboratively, and then so that was, you broke away from just like reading, and broke it up into sections that were more digestible, and differentiating by giving them the opportunity to work with others and get support from their peers. And then also differentiating through the gallery walk, they were able to share their ideas and get ideas from their peers as well.
For the most part, the class did very well. A couple of them who normally don't work that much, they still didn't work that much, but overall, they liked it. They're working together and also doing the gallery. And like, who did this? And yes, it was kind of nice to see.
Oh, good. So then I guess one of the grows I still would like to have you focus on is the random calling strategies. Because when we were selecting students, I know you try to randomly select them based on who you think you haven't called yet, but we forget.
Yeah.
So it's good to have a system in place to make sure that you are being equitable about.
When I was doing the groups?
No, this was during, you were discussing the terms.
Oh, okay.
At the beginning, and you were selecting students to share out.
Okay.
Yeah, anytime if you just have like your cards on deck real quick with their names, you can just quickly, and they get used to it. And, you explain to them why we're doing the random calling strategy. We want to give everybody an opportunity to respond, and then also give that wait time, like 3 even more seconds, so they get a chance to respond. And oftentimes, rather than using it as punishment for the students that you don't think are paying attention, which sometimes we tend to do, like this kid had their head down, so hey, Pedrito, what did it say over there? We don't want to traumatize them. So sometimes maybe giving them a little bit of like processing time before, take a quick second, think about how you would respond, and be ready to respond. And then they know like one of them's going to have to be ready to go.
Yeah.
And then like you did mention during the group work that some of the usual suspects did not really participate. So maybe a solution could be assigning roles. Maybe you have one person that's designated as like the secretary. One person has to like read out loud, and maybe give them each a task. Okay, so you did do that.
I gave them one. I let them choose who's gonna draw, who's going to do the writing, and then who's going to do the reading. So what I did, if it is a group of 3 or 4, so one is writing, one will do the drawing, and the other ones take turn reading the assignment. So that way everybody will participate. But anyway, with the data, I think that was one of the parts that I liked the most, because having a plan and see where they were and where they are now. So when I did that data, I saw, okay, this person still needs help. This person improved and is doing great. So it was fantastic. I really like that data collection, and it's something that I'm going to keep doing. Great. To just keep my eyes on the ones who need, and then I see specifically what area they are lacking. Yeah, so I like that.
Did you start with like a pre-assessment?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we did
Is that your Gimlet?
3 different collections during the clinical practice. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else you wanted to share before we?
So no, I just see the growth of, from the beginning to now. A lot of it I was already doing it, but it has helped me look at the lesson with a different eye. Like now it's like when I look at the lesson, it's like, is this outstanding? Like that now it's my goal. It can't be that, not that I was not doing a good job before, I was doing what I knew to do, and what I have done and tried to add to it. But now, I'm looking and see, okay, who I'm keeping in mind, my IEPs, I'm doing something for them, for the ones who are more advanced. So every aspect of it has been an eye-opening, which is fantastic.
Yeah, and I think something I've taken away, and especially with language, the goal is for them to communicate. And if they go out into the world and get to travel in Spanish-speaking countries or end up working, primarily they're going to be communicating verbally. So flipping that classroom, having them doing most of the speaking, that's the goal that we want. And then, doing these activities, but then revisiting the objective, like what is it that we wanted them to learn? Okay, how do I know that they learned it? Having that evidence of learning, little exit tickets. And so you can keep collecting that data and seeing if they really are meeting the objectives that you've set. And like, are those objectives worthwhile? Are they doing the critical, the higher order thinking? And then what else can they produce once they have this knowledge? So I think we're on our way.
Yeah, it works. I learned a lot. So thank you so much.